Whew, when's the last time I did your hair? Hey, what's going on, y'all? Happy Father's Day. This is your boy Lorenzo Rush. I'm with my baby girl Phoebe. We are getting ready to go out for Father's Day and celebrate Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. So we got a special presentation for you guys, and we hope you guys enjoy, all right? So we'll see you when you get out. Peace.
Song. It says something about "This is a man's world," something like that. It goes something along those lines. And so, you know what I'm saying, we gotta be able to establish that this is a man's world, and would nothing happen if we wasn't, you know what I'm saying, establishing things, providing for things, protecting. But no, on a serious note, like we contribute so much to society that can sometimes go or allow us to feel unappreciated. That Father's Day can be sometimes a boost that can allow us to say, all right, cool, somebody somewhere is thinking about me.
You know, I'm always excited about Father's Day. I had a great relationship with my father, and I enjoy being a father. So Father's Day is a great time for me of celebration, to be celebrated and also to celebrate fathers. But one of my frustrations probably with Father's Day, and I know I'm gonna lose some friends on Facebook for saying this, but I think it should be for fathers. You know, like, that's not the time to tell us how your mother was a mother and a father on Father's Day. You know, I think your mother was an exceptional mother. But on Father's Day, let's talk about the fathers and, of course, father figures. So yeah, I have excitement about the day, and at the same time, I probably get a little anxious because I don't know if things are going to be said to dilute the day with those types of phrases.
I think it's relevant because I'm a father of my beautiful kids, and I just think it's relevant because the purpose that we, as fathers, we serve. As the leaders of our household, as the providers, the protectors. I just think it's important to, for a day like this to be, for fathers to be recognized. So it can it can highlight the importance of a father in people's lives.
Because for many years, especially once I became a father, I wonder why so much attention was placed on Mother's Day. And I believe it's because mothers, or should I say women, subliminally push and put on a better campaign than we do. It really don't mean that much to us. They always ask, what do you want for Father's Day? Preferably to be left alone. We need to go ahead and get our own campaign going then, huh? Really. They got Juneteenth. We need to pump up Father's Day. Then they expect us to barbecue on Father's Day. See, I don't want breakfast in bed. Then I got to turn around and barbecue the dinner for the night. That's a setup.
Seeing my daughters graduate from 8th grade, and transition to that next phase of life. So that was some proud moments. I had now 17-year-old and my now 15, about to be 16-year-old. That's when they got out of 8th grade and went into that next phase of life. So that was one of my proud moments.
If I'm honestly grading myself, I can always say I want to be better, because just having a child, you always want to give them the best of yourself, because there are times that I can even think of just raising that question. I mean, everybody wants to get on camera and say, yeah, man, I'm doing the best I can. But I can think about times when I'm working and maybe my son just wants to play. And it makes me think about work is going to be there. But these formative years when he's 6 now, those times that you're not going to get back. And then from what I hear and understand, that when they become teenagers, you're not the priority anymore. So it makes me think and to pause, just want to take a second and pause, like, hey, he want to play Spider-Man, and I do have a Superman cape, and we play superheroes around the house. But it's those moments that even though when he gets older, he will remember that he took the time out for me. So do I wish I had more of those moments? Yes. And then just having the opportunity of saying, pausing one thing, and even though it's putting on the cape and running around the house, I believe it's worth it. So I wish I, even now in the future, take more time like that to spend time with them.
It's more of a privilege because you know, you had to be a part of the conception of the child, but a lot of us aren't there for the raising of the child, or the you know, person, I should say. That's a deep one. A lot of us aren't really there. So that brings me back to that grandparent. I wasn't really there for my child, you know, throughout his whole upbringing. But the older I got, I wanted to share the things that I did learn from the mistakes and the triumphs, and try to give it to, you know, the next generation.
So my best Father's Day gift that anybody could ever possibly give me is some peace. Okay, some let alone. That's the best Father's Day present that anybody could give me. Wait, is my wife gonna see this? Baby, you can give me whatever your heart desires, and I will be satisfied. Okay, I am not gonna trip. We can edit that last part out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right, cool.
I probably was at about a 7. Yeah, like I was into it, man. Now, I didn't start out wanting to and all, first time you see that and, boo-boo on it, like, ugh, I don't know. But man, the more you do it and this is your child, there's this connection that even comes with changing diapers. This is a part of me providing for you. And so as a father, I think that's one of our missions in life, is to be able to provide for our families, even if it's in the form of changing diapers.
I'm really encouraging my daughters. Like, in today's world, it's important to know you can't stop them from doing certain things. All you can do is protect your kids and kind of guide them in the direction they should go into. So I'm not gonna be one of those fathers that chase the young fella down with a gun, or or have all her uncles sit around me and intimidate them. I'm just make sure I meet the person and get to know them, because it's important. You gotta establish a relationship early on and know what your kids get into, and set the bar. I set the bar high for my girls. I make sure that they're gonna require certain things. They're not gonna just accept a young guy just tell them anything or trying to just impress them with the smallest things. They're gonna require a lot.
My first reaction was, really? When, why, and how. But really was the first one. It's like, I wasn't really just overwhelmed and taken back, because I was young. 19? Wasn't really ready. Still got a 1 room in a 3-bedroom apartment. I had 1 room in a 3-bedroom apartment. Where this child gonna go?
It normally works. My wife is really pretty good at pre-planning stuff. But I think she does that to give me hints of how to pre-plan for her. So it's actually a setup. But she has always asked my interest of what I want to do. A lot of times people want to be alone. A lot of men want to be alone. But what she even kind of slightly implemented, which I think is great, is spending time with the family. The reason I am a father is spending time with my son, which is actually the reason to celebrate and to see the joy that he brings me, and just to be able to realize that, hey, this right here is a piece, it's a part of me.
Jayla Marie Scott. Man, interesting because I'm married into this life, and it brings me a lot of joy and pride. Every time I think about her or even see her, it's like, man, I'm responsible for you. Like, this is a human being that I'm responsible for making sure is contributing to society, and it makes you proud and stressed all at the same time. I don't quite know how to explain it.
One of the things that frustrates me or agitates me about Father's Day, I gotta say it. I'm gonna say it for all the fathers out there and father figures. You don't have to put no reservations in at any restaurant, cause it's all empty. Ain't nobody, the fathers at home cooking. You ain't gotta make no RSVP. Mother's Day, you gotta start RSVPing in February. After Valentine's Day, you gotta put your reservation in for Mother's Day. Father's Day, you can go in that day and it's open seating. We need to change that. All right, so yeah, why is it that on Father's Day, there's open seating at these restaurants and it's not packed out? So let's fix that, families, for the fathers. Let's pack out these restaurants.
I was so protective. I didn't know. First off, it's a love like you have never had before. My mother was trying to warn me about it. Was like, there's going to be a love when your child is coming that you're never going to see, have, or experience before. And my thing was, I didn't know that even while he was coming out, it was kind of an innate ability. And the reason why I say I have pictures of it, it kind of is a joke, but it wasn't, because I was just making sure if they do anything to mess up my wife or my son, I got it on tape, because not only just trying to record his first instances, it was immediately protection. Like, this is my son, this is my heir, this is my seed, this is a part of me, this is a part of us. You know, not only with her pushing, but just making sure that everything goes right. I'm protective of my wife, I'm protective of this being that I've never seen before in my life, that the ultrasound doesn't do justice. And like I said, I got pictures, but it was more of a protective kind of thing, just to make sure that, hey, from you first coming into this world, Daddy got you.
I was playing 2K, and while I was playing 2K, my daughter needed help with her homework. I know, I get it. 2K should not come before homework, but I was playing in the NBA Finals on that particular given day. And NBA Finals, I take that very seriously, you understand? Please, leave me alone. I helped you the last 4 or 5 days with your homework, and it seems like homework never ends. Tell your teachers to stop sending it home, because you don't get me on my soapbox. Anyway, so I'm helping with the homework, and I realized when I stopped playing my game to help with the homework, I didn't understand homework to begin with. So now I have stopped doing what I was enjoying and was satisfied and was relieving my stress, to now be even more stressed than I was. Fatherhood wasn't going well for me that particular moment.
Called it whooping. Now I know in 2022, I don't know what y'all call it now. We called it whooping when I was growing up. All right, and I could probably count on this hand how many times I've had to whoop the girls. I don't know if it was 5 times. I don't know, and that's between the both of them. So I don't know, but I don't remember what they did. But I do know this: immediately after, I did something nice for them. Because I'm a sucker, you know? But here's the thing. My father did the same thing with my sister and I. My father may have whooped my sister and I maybe twice. I only remember one time, actually. And I'm telling you, immediately after, he took us to McDonald's. And so I got that honestly from him. I would discipline him, you know, the time I did give him a whooping, and I was just like toe up. You would have thought I just got the whooping. And they knew too. You know, them little girls knew that they could play me like that. And they still do it from time to time. And they grown now. And they still know what to do to get whatever they want from me.
It's crazy, I guess, to be breaking stigmatism, being a man, to say this is like, when I'm dropping him off at school, sometimes when I'm at home, because I'm able to work from home, it's like I want to pick him up in the middle of the day just to see what he's doing. But then sometimes when he's home, it's like, what you doing? Get off the YouTube or whatever. But it's just that connection, man. Like this person is a part of me, and you want them, or I want him to exceed everything that I've done, and even now at a young age, like being a grade and a half above where he's at, you know, it brings us challenges. Like, do you continue to push him up, you know, because his mind is greater than where his body has grown? Or do you want to, you know, kind of keep him and console him and say, you know, just take it one day at a time. So it's amazing to see growth in him, but then still, I get it now, Mom. I get it now, Dad. When it's like they're always your baby in your eyes, like no matter how much they achieve, it's still that, like, I just dropped you off now. Why do I want to come out in the middle of the day or just to see how you're doing? My father passed when I was younger, but still being able to, he wasn't, I wouldn't say, even though him and my mother weren't together, he was still a part of my life. Like, I can't say I have, you know, far, you know, distant memories. From what I do remember, he was there. Like, even though they didn't work, it doesn't mean we couldn't work. And that's the thing, and I would even say that to many other people who, you know, not able to get along with, you know, your child's mother. One thing I learned from him is, even though him and my mother weren't working, does not mean that me and his relationship couldn't work. And then it's also good to have a mother, on the other hand, that's not talking down on, because she can kind of give you a wrong ideology of who your father is. So it's the lessons without being directly taught. You know, I'm still going to spend time with you even though this situation didn't work out. So that's one of the greatest lessons that I can say that I can still take on to this day. I don't have to be in a perfect situation not to be your father.
It's interesting because my path to fatherhood mirrored my father's in so many ways. And so just the fact that both of us kind of married into fatherhood, and I didn't understand a lot of the things he did when I was younger. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't want to use the word hate, because I didn't hate my father, but I strongly disliked the rules that he established. But I realize now that they helped me to establish order and things in my house that now allow me to feel like, okay, I get why you did what you did. It all makes so much more sense now. And I call him every now and again. I'll be like, Pops, I understand.
Greatest lesson my father ever taught me. That's difficult. I mean, I've learned, and I still continue to learn so many things from my father. So I don't know, the greatest lesson from my father, I would probably say to be present. You know, my parents divorced when I was 14. I was in 8th grade when they divorced. And my father maintained his presence with my sister and I. So, and I'm talking about, you know, he lived in another city. We were still over there all the time. He was always involved and engaged in our lives. And so I learned that from him, to be present with your children. I mean, a lot of how I raised my girls was because of how he raised my sister and I. So from wrestling with us to, he introduced me to some of the popular black films that I still watch to this day, and I pass down to my children. He was present. So Which Way Is Up, Uptown Saturday Night, Let's Do It Again, A Piece of the Action, Black Built Jones. Like, all of these classics I shared with my father because he was present. And so I probably learned, out of all the things from him that I have learned, being present was probably the most important. And I try to make sure I continue to do that even for my children. As adults, they're grown now, but I still try to make sure I'm present, because that's the lesson that my father passed down. And the black father in the family and in the earth, it's priceless. You cannot put a price tag on that. Can you imagine the lack of creativity that would be in this world? The lack of comedy, the lack of protection that would be in this world if it were not for the black father? Can you imagine the lack of example the lack of the culture being progressed and moved forward if it were not for Black fathers. And so, as you stated, all fathers are important, but in particular, Black fathers, I think, move the world.
Absolutely. I want 2 or 3 more. My wife is not in agreement. We'll see what happens, but I want about 2 or 3 more. She wants like 1 more. But yeah, if I can sneak like another one in there, she's gonna see this. Nah, I can't even sneak it, man. You got me confessing, man. It's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. There's 3 things that I would encourage them to do. First and foremost is seek your purpose, and know that can only be found in God. The second thing is don't let a day go by where you do not operate according to your why. Remember it, put it wherever you have to put it so that you never drop the ball in any circumstance. And last but not least, when you do drop the ball, just pick it back up and keep going. That's it. Just when you do drop the ball, just pick it back up. The moment's not over, all is not lost. All will be well. Just pick it back up.
Stop moving your head. Oh, hey y'all. Did y'all enjoy that? Man, that was great. That was so dope. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I know that I did. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. We just want to do something special for y'all. Once again, this is your boy Lorenzo, my baby girl Phoebe. We on our way out of here for Father's Day. I'm getting her ready. I just want to say Happy Father's Day to everybody. And being a father was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. And I want to thank all my father figures that stepped in and stepped up in my life. And to all the fathers out there, you matter. You are important in the lives of all of our children. So go hug and be with your children on today and love on them, send them love in whatever way you can, because fathers are important. We are important, all right? So I love y'all. Happy Father's Day. Please say Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Love y'all. Peace.